African Americans are not from Africa.
Y'all know that ancestry test that people take and then they flash it all over the place claiming wherever they're from? I need you to take one. I'm just curious, that's all.
The people you call Black Americans are not from Africa. We're from America.
Continue. We are listening.
African Americans are not from Africa. Colored people, Black people are not from Africa. We are not the same. We are the indigenous people of these lands.
Interesting. Now, guys, welcome to Hosting Stories KE. This is our first video that we are uploading on this channel. And in this video, we are going to focus or react onto this viral video that went viral after this Black American posted on his TikTok account, arguing that the Black Americans that we know, they are not originally from Africa. And they're saying the African Americans are not from Africa. Is it so? Or might that be actually true? Now, in this video, we are going to focus and do a deep research with facts. We are going to confirm if it is possible that the African American are not from Africa, and why. If they are not from Africa, why are they called African American? And also, we are going to confirm if the Black Americans that we know, are they from Africa, or what are their origin? What are their ancestry? But before that, let's watch the video of this young man arguing, and then we'll come back and give our commentary.
African Americans are not from Africa. Colored people, Black people are not from Africa. We are not the same. We are the indigenous people of these lands, right? When Columbus came here, we were the people that he saw. Copper-colored people, twisted up hair, look just like me. But the thing is, a lot of people around the world are very upset of this revelation, which doesn't make sense. Because why do y'all always pick and choose when to be our enemy and when to not be our enemy? When we rapping and singing and dancing and playing basketball and football and baseball and all these other things, y'all love us. Oh my gosh, look at them. They're so great. Look at how they do it. Yeah, look at them dancing. But the moment we start speaking on how to better our people, better our communities, y'all turn against us. Y'all shut down. And that's not okay. Because one thing that I've learned in this life is all skin folk ain't kinfolk. We spend so much time blaming the natives, the Africans, the YT, this. Nah, how about we blame ourselves? Because you see, when I go outside, I'm not looking and ducking and dodging the YTs. I'm not looking and ducking and dodging the natives. I'm not looking and ducking and dodging the Africans. I'm looking and ducking and dodging my own people. So I'm not about to spend all my time arguing with these people on TikTok. Because down to the very fact of the matter, at the end of the day, when Chief Yasin needs something, or Chief Yasin is trying to make improvements, or when Chief Yasin's finally making progress, it's my own people who dookie on me, push me down, spit on me. My own people. So no, I'm not about to sit here and argue with these people. No, I argue with you, kinfolk. Get your stuff together. I'm holding you accountable. You responsible. Not these people. The people you call Black Americans are not from Africa. We're from America.
Continue. We are listening.
First of all, I'm about to bust that dry bubble that y'all got thinking that everything and everybody comes from Africa.
Who's going to tell you who you are if you don't know who you are? Nobody has the right to tell you who you are. And if you don't want to be an African, that's up to you. We're used to Americans identifying themselves with anything. Tomorrow, if you wake up feeling good, you are a human being. The next day, you are a cat. After 3 days, you are dogs. We are not surprised. The word identifying as anything you want is made popular by you Americans. So I'm not surprised.
How can humanity come from Africa when all of Africa's food comes from the rest of the world? Your biggest cash crops, cocoa and cassava, both come from America.
I hope you're not speaking from South America. To be specific, Brazil. As it relates to cassava, But I will tell you this, 53% of the world's cassava is produced in Africa. And you're talking about cocoa. You didn't hear about Ghana, a country in Africa? Maybe you should buy yourself a ticket and come to the motherland. I'll take you to Ghana. Experience the cocoa out there.
Y'all trying to claim that we come from y'all, when in actuality, some of the people in Africa come from us. Y'all never heard about Liberia? Yeah.
Now you're talking about Liberia. Do they go to school in the US? Before it was called Liberia, it was a collection of indigenous settlements inhabited by various ethnic groups who migrated there from the 12th to the 16th centuries. Continue.
And y'all love to say that we ain't got no culture and we don't know who we are. First of all, y'all people didn't get over here till after the 1980s.
Once again, nobody can tell you who you are. It's up to you to decide who you are. You don't want to be identified with Africa, fine. We are doing just well without you. Wake up tomorrow morning, you feel like you are a woman, be a woman. If you wake up another day, you feel like you are a man, be a man. You want to be a donkey today, tomorrow a car, it's up to you. Be whatever you want to be. We are doing just fine here in Africa. Now you mentioned culture. What is your culture? What do you Americans believe in? Here we have a common belief, tradition, practices that we do among ourselves. What is your culture? What do you do as a people? How do you solve conflicts among yourselves? Do you have elders that intervene in your affairs? Apart from shooting each other whenever you are angry, whenever you are pissed, when you have beef with one another, you are quick to draw a gun, kill your own brother. What is your culture? Who are you?
So who are you to even open your mouth and try to tell us who we are?
What is your culture? Who are you?
The people you call Black Americans are not from Africa.
Okay.
We're from America.
I mean, if that's how you want it.
First of all, I'm about to bust that dry bubble that y'all got thinking that everything and everybody comes from Africa. How can humanity come from Africa when all of Africa's food comes from the rest of the world? Your biggest cash crops, cocoa and cassava, both come from America.
I actually love that you brought that up because I can finally talk about Africa before slavery. Because yes, we did exist before slavery. And Africa, especially West African countries, had peaceful trade with South America at that time. That's why you can find cassava and stuff like that in cultural food in West African countries. Because West African countries discovered America way before Europe did, way before. And there's actually a really interesting interview from Dr. Even van Santima, which is from the 80s, I think. It's on YouTube, where he talks about how advantaged Africans were in their travels to South America, their trade and stuff like that, and how much Europe did to try cover that up because they were embarrassed about how advantaged Africans were. So thank you for bringing it up. That's actually, I appreciate that.
Check yourself.
Checked.
So y'all trying to claim that we come from y'all, when in actuality, some of the people in Africa come from us. Y'all never heard about Liberia?
Okay, now I'm generally a little bit confused because even when we go off of your point of saying Black Americans are not Africans, Liberia would still exist as a country, maybe with a different name, without Black Americans, because it was never an empty piece of land. There were people living there before, and it actually caused a lot of difficult dynamics and even wars when they sent back Black Americans. So yeah, just saying that they would exist without Black Americans still.
Yeah. And y'all love to say that we ain't got no culture and we don't know who we are.
I totally agree on that because even I grew up learning that Americans have no culture. That was never just about Black Americans, that was about Americans. And it took me a time to actually overthink what I've been hearing my whole life because it's simply not true. You have your own culture. Do I say, or would I say you are the blueprint? Absolutely not. I would never agree to that. But will I say you have a big impact? Absolutely. Absolutely, and I'm freaking proud of y'all for doing that. So yes, we should work on that, and we should definitely give Black Americans their roses because they be working hard. Shit, yeah.
So who are you to even open your mouth and try to tell us who we are?
Honestly, especially in this time, no one can tell you who you are. If you want to be a tree, be a tree. If you want to be a cat, be a cat. And if you don't want to be African, don't be African. And this might sound sarcastic, but I don't mean it in that way. Like, seriously, if you don't want to be African, that's it. And I think Africans, or we in general, got to stop telling them who to be. If they want to not be African, that's fine. I'm totally fine with us being friends. I don't need to be your blood, and I don't need us to have the same roots for us to get along. Can we just stop fighting? Can we just do that?
Welcome back now. As you've seen, that video sparkled a lot of reactions, especially from his fellow Black Americans and African Americans. Now, I spent the night doing a lot of research on this one, and let me tell you, we want to prove this guy that he's wrong. Now, I did some few research according to Wikipedia and all those deep diggings, and here is a visual overview of the African Americans' ancestry and origin. Now, according to the map illustrations, these people, shockingly, all strategically originated from Africa. Why am I saying this? Number one, according to my research, the origins, the African ancestry of the African Americans. Now, the African Americans primarily descended from Africans forcibly brought to America via the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah, they went to America as slaves, but originally they are from Africa. They went there as slaves during the 15th to the 19th centuries. These individuals came from diverse regions, including, number one, West Africa. Where is West Africa? Example, the Senegambian, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, which was called the Gold Coast, modern Ghana, and the Bight of Benin, including Togo, Benin, and southwestern Nigeria, and the Bight of Africa, that is to say southeastern Nigeria and Cameroon. And also, they came from West Central Africa, including Congo and Angola. Also, southeastern Africa, which is Mozambique and Madagascar. Now, these origins shaped the cultural and genetic formation of African American community. Are we together? Point number two, their genetic composition. Remember, the point number one was their origins. Point number two is their genetic composition. How much and from where? Now, genome-wide study revealed that African Americans typically have 65 to 82% of sub-Saharan African ancestry. And they are saying they are not from Africa. And here we are being told that 65 to 82% of their ancestry include sub-Saharan African. Now, 17 to 24% European ancestry and 0.6 to 2% Native African ancestry. That is according to Wikipedia. Now, according to Bryce ETLA 209, it says average 78.1 West African ancestry and 18.5 European. Their father might have been from Africa and they're saying they're not Africans. Anyway, individual ranges between 1 to 99% of West African ancestry. Up to there, they can't convince us that they are not from Africa. Even if they say African American are not from Africa, then why are they calling themselves African Americans? Now, the most common ancestral sources include non-Bantu Niger-Congo speakers, e.g. Yoruba from southern Nigeria and southern Benin, about 50% of their ancestry. Also, minor contribution from Mandenka, Bantu, and European groups, notably the Great Benin. Other origins may include Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, and Angola. That is according to Wikipedia also. Tricks of ATLA 209 and NIH studied summarizes that African Americans carry 0 to 71%, up to 71% Niger, Kordofanian, initially West Africa, and 13% European and Middle East, and 8% of other African ancestry. That is according to the National Institute of Health. Now, point number 3. Remember, that was point number 2. Within Africa, diversity and the maternal lineage. Focusing on maternal lineage, mtDNA lineage, that is, studies, e.g. Salas ETLA AL 205, find out that 55% of US mtDNA lineage traces to West Africa, within a 41% from West Central and Southwestern Africa. Maternal contribution vary by region. North Americans versus the Caribbean versus the South Americans, reflecting colonial era trade patterns and European power sourcing of enslaved people. Number 4 is broader Africa genealogy and complexity. Now, African genetic landscape is extremely intricate. That is to say, African American typically derive ancestry mostly from Niger Kodafian speaking population, including or incorporation both of Bantus, that is 45%, and non-Bantus, which is 22%. In summary, or in brief, these people are saying African Americans are not from Africa. But according to our research here, African Americans, 85% of their lineage is from Africa. African Americans are descended from a rich mosaic of African origin, primarily the West and the Western Central African people, with varying contribution from Southeastern Africa. Now, their genetic ancestry is highly admixed, blending predominantly African heritage with significant European and minor Native American roots. The depth and the diversity of this ancestry reflect complex historical processes, including the transatlantic slave, regional colonial patterns, and broader African genetic diversity. Now, as you can see in this argument, these people, or this young man here, was trying to prove to us without facts that African Americans and the black people that we say they are from Africa, he's trying to tell us that these people are not from Africa. But according to our deep research, it is true that the African American are from Africa. Now, you do tell me in the comment section, do you think that our research is reliable, or do you think you as a black person or as a black American or as an African American believe that this man is true, or he has just forgotten his roots? I really want to know your comments or your thoughts in the comment section, and I hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe.